my ear off. Welcome to Pop Run Radio. Megan, hello.
Hello.
Welcome, Sherice. Hello.
Hello.
We're so
the
happy you're
Sherice
here.
Mills.
The Sherice Mills. It's true.
She is.
We
a little
are
bit of this, a
so-
little bit of that all over town.
Yes, we've wanted her on for like forever, but here we are. We always are really delayed on our lives.
We're a lot of talk and no action.
We are a lot of talk and no action, and we sort of just play it by like if people really knew how our pants are on fire every time, and things just kind of happen, and we're like so glad, and it's like 3 hours before we start every time.
That's fine. I had nothing else going.
Hey, if we had asked you like 2 weeks ago, would you have overthought it?
Yes,
And
I
you would've
overthought
gone,
it in
yes.
3 hours.
That's our like secret weapon. We don't want people to like overthink it and then be like, you know what, it's just not gonna work. Instead, we like to just be like, today.
After I text
I
you.
called everybody I know, and I'm like, I'm going on a podcast. It's not my thing.
I hid my phone after I texted you so I wouldn't see a text if you bounced.
Listen, if Megan can get on here and talk, anyone
That's
can.
what
And
I
that's
told
not
her.
a dig to you. It's just
not
that
my
Megan
thing.
is just not very like.
Sharice has been in my ward. It's
yeah,
not my
you
cup
know,
of tea.
It's not her cup of tea to put herself out there. But see, it's kind of nice. You're really just looking at us. It's not like I like a podcast because you're not looking at anybody else. You're not trying to see any likes or any comments. You just put it out there, and it's like whatever.
Whatever
bad
it
comment.
is, it is.
Yeah, there's
I'll let you erase it if it's bad.
kind of, and we're kind of like you put an Instagram post out, especially if it's for like a business or something, and you get 13 likes, and you're like, what is the point? But with this, you're just like, meh.
We have no idea.
I mean, we are like really grateful when we see how many listens there are, but we don't get. Yeah, which actually, I should backtrack that we actually do want more feedback, though, you guys.
Just not bad.
Just not bad. If you hate it, just don't listen anymore. But we actually love hearing, like, stories and stuff. It's our favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people realize that, like, half the reason we did this was to just get to know
Because everyone has a
people.
story.
I feel like everyone could write a memoir, and it would be fascinating.
Today we're going to write Sharice's.
I know, yeah. I mean, okay, we got Sharice on here because she, in our little town of Snowflake, does this thing called the Winter Wonderland, which kind of turns our town into like a Hallmark movie, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
She might cry before she has to
Do
talk.
you have- okay, how many years have you been doing this?
This is 9.
I had
It's
no
our
idea it was
9th year.
that many.
Wow. And do you secretly like hate it or do you still love it?
No, I love it. I
Both.
do. Scott does not love it, so
Okay.
it makes it hard for me because I know he doesn't love it, but it's a lot of work for him.
Yeah.
Because we just do it, you know?
Yeah.
So that makes it hard. So I did tell him that this year, and he's like, no, I love it. So he's had a better attitude this year.
He's faking it
because-
for you.
Yeah, he's doing good.
You started it as like a tree lot. Like,
Well, let's start at the beginning when she had the
I
idea.
want to hear the whole evolution of this
Okay.
idea.
So my kids were little, let's see, 9 years ago. Emmeline was 5, Leighton was 3.
Wow, they were little.
They were little. So, you know, what do you do when you're home with little kids? You watch TV. Well, at least that's what I did.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
So-
My kids are old and I still do.
I know. So I was watching Hallmark movies, and I'm like, why can't our town, because all the towns had these cute little, like, Christmas names, you know? And, like, we live in Snowflake, and we have nothing.
That's a perfect name for
Yeah.
it.
So I'm like, why are we not a Hallmark town? So I was, like, just sitting there, and all these ideas started coming. And, you know, they always, like, run into somebody at the tree lot and then fall in love. And I'm like, why
You
can't
were
we?
making up a meet cute for everyone.
Yes. I'm like, why can we not have this? So Scott comes home that day, and I'm like, I want to do something. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, just hear me out before you say anything.
Before you say no.
So I guess backtrack a little bit. I was doing boutiques here in Snowflake, and like I was making stuff and selling. Let's just say, like
Like your own boutique, or where were you selling stuff?
the town boutiques, and I'm
Yeah.
not bagging on that. But this man, like I sold crafts, like signs and
Okay.
Christmas stuff, you
Yeah.
know. And this man was selling rocks, you guys. And he was standing next to me, and he looks at me and goes, "You are my enemy." And I'm like, "Excuse me?" And he's like, "You're my competition."
Are you
This
kidding
was like
me?
the very beginning of the boutique, and I'm like, looking
Did you
at
want to be
him.
the only one out there? boutique?
I guess so.
Were
and
they
I'm like,
painted rocks? What
they were
they?
like painted rocks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is hilarious.
Like they were fine if you want to buy a rock.
yeah.
But like I just looked at him and thought, I think I'm in the wrong place.
Yeah. The
So,
vibe was not
The
it.
vibe was not it. And then, I'm like, I want to do my own
Mhm.
instead of going and participating in that because it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I'm like, okay, so I want to have Christmas trees because why not? And I want to have vendors.
Because we're not where there's any Christmas tree lots. That's not
No.
a thing.
No, it's not
There's
a thing.
nowhere to buy one.
No, and in the Hallmark movies, every town has like 4 or 5.
At least a lot.
Yeah. So I'm like, we have to have that. And then I was like, I want sleigh rides because duh.
Mhm.
And
Snowflake.
yeah, Snowflake. And I want Santa. Anyway, so all of these thoughts came into my mind. And then Scott comes home and I'm like, listen, this is what we're going to do. And he was like,
What time of year was this? Do you have any idea? Do you remember?
oh, it was like November.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
it was when Hallmark movies started. So it was like
Close
mid-November.
call. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is what we're going to do. And he was like, all right. So getting the trees was the worst the first year. We had to drive to the middle of freaking nowhere in Phoenix.
Is this the only
and-
place that had them available that late? Or
Yeah,
what?
they were like coming off the truck from Oregon, which was cool.
Yeah.
But like, they were kind of like shady people. They charged us so much money. I think we got like 15 trees to start with or something. And it was like $3,000.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was insane. Scott was so mad.
He's like,
Yeah.
we don't want to play this game
Yeah.
It's
anymore.
like, no, this
Yeah.
is no good.
And so, anyways, we got the trees there. I found a Santa, which is so hard to do, especially when it's free $99.
Yeah, this is a volunteer basis.
Yeah, like, sorry, I have no money to pay you. And then we got our Santa, and I had probably like 5 vendors.
Okay.
I remember.
Yeah.
It was very small.
It was very
year was
small.
Nine
Well,
years ago.
9 years
2000.
ago.
2015.
2015.
15,
Wow.
yeah.
Cool.
So we had like little tables set up in my yard. It was all outside. There was no tents. There was no, I mean, this was before I even had my wedding business.
Yeah.
So we
No
had like
supplies.
nothing. Yeah. And then Joan and Tammy did Costa Divas, which I miss them so much.
I know.
I
they
love
were
that.
I
bad.
yeah.
loved that. And so they came and sold tacos from a table, and we
Yes.
had a lady sell fry bread. So I had like 2 food vendors, 5 regular vendors, a Santa. It was so tiny. And you guys, I felt like nobody came.
Oh, really?
Like, I went inside and cried forever. Like, during the event. Scott came in and found me, and I'm like, this is so dumb. Why did I think I could do this? And then it got over, and Scott's like, so we're good. And I'm like, no, I can't quit on that note.
You got it for the
Do
cry.
I have to, like, do better and redeem myself.
So you have no idea how many people came. It just felt very small.
It felt very small.
But it was how much short notice.
It was very short notice. And, like, I don't know what I was thinking in my head.
A Hallmark
Like-
movie.
A million people would come, but they didn't, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was very bummed, and I'm like, we got to do it again. Scott's like, okay. So next year comes, we ended up working with Christopher's Gardens in Pine Top for trees, and it's
Smarter.
been amazing. They're amazing to work with. And that's where we got our tree growing up.
Mhm.
We would go
Oh,
there
okay.
and pick out a tree. Like, they have a little
So
tree
you
lot.
can still get a live tree.
Yeah.
And be, yeah.
Yeah. So we started working with them. And then the second year was still really small.
How many more vendors? Did you feel like it got bigger? About the same?
I probably had 7
Okay.
vendors. Like, I maybe made 2 more had 2 more vendors come.
Is that all that signed up, or did you ask them to come, or how did it work?
I don't
remember?
even remember.
Probably just
I don't-
posted about it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think I did, because I actually just read the flyer yesterday from my first one, and it did say, if you want to be a vendor, contact me. And also, I'm not from Snowflake, so I still, at this point, didn't really know anyone, because I had only lived here like 3 years,
And that would make a big difference.
you know? So that also makes a difference. Anyways, it just has kind of grown every year. I don't really even know when it grew from 7 vendors to now we have 50 vendors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't even, it's weird that it's been 9 years and it's hard to, like, remember the progression of it. And even, like, was it 2 years ago? No, we didn't have it 2 years ago because I had Brookie.
Oh, yeah. You had
Oh, no, yeah, 2 years ago because she's almost 3. It rained and rained and rained and rained and rained.
Hmm.
Like, our yard was completely
The year you
flooded.
did not do it?
No, the year
the
we
year
did
they
it.
did it.
Yeah.
Like, and Brookie was probably just one.
She was
Tiny.
yeah,
Yeah.
one.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and it just rained and rained and rained, and like our entertainment got rained out, and I felt so bad for our food trucks because now we have like 7 food trucks that come,
And they're counting on the money.
and they're counting on the money. And anyways, so then after that, Scott's like, "So are we done?" And I'm like, "No."
You gotta find yourself a
cannot
partner.
end on that note. So we did it again last year, and actually at the end of last year was so good.
It really was.
It was our best year. We had people come. Like, it was just, it felt magical. It felt exactly what
enough.
I've been dreaming of. And this was the first year that I was like, okay, I can be done. I can be done.
Because it
Like,
was perfect.
It was perfect.
But now
it
you
was
can't be done because now it's great for everybody that knows about it.
And I told my kids this year, like in July, I'm like, guys, I've just been thinking about it, and I think we're done. Like, I think it was good. And my kids threw a fit.
'Cause it's their
They've
thing
grown
now.
up with it. Yeah.
They
They
love it.
love it. And so I'm like,
It's a tradition to them too now.
It's like part of their childhood now. That's
it
probably why.
is, yeah. Yeah. And they love to help. They love helping with sugar cookies. And now that they're older,
They're
I
helpful
put
for
them
us.
to work. Yeah.
Oh,
Like, I
yeah.
put them to work, and I'm like, okay. So here we are again.
I love it.
I do
I'm so
too.
glad you did it because I feel like last year was the first year. I mean, I've been a few times, but last year was the first year that I was like, okay, I'm taking the babies.
You're gonna make an
I'm
event.
not going to be, I'm always sad, but I'm like, I know I don't have Abe, but he's to the point now where he would be almost outgrown it.
Mhm.
It was
So
really
just-
hard for me to go knowing how much he would love, like I skipped a lot of things for a long time
You did.
because
With
if-
all our kids' age.
the
Yeah.
age that he would be and how magical he would find it, I didn't even want to know. Do you know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
But this year, last time we took the babies and they had the best time. It was just me and John and them, and they were like feeling
And
it.
they did the whole thing.
Oh,
they
they-
did Santa.
Yes,
and
they
the-
wrote the notes to Santa, and they did the hot chocolate, and we took the pictures in the cute little things, and we walked through the whole thing, and they just absolutely loved it. And I'm like, oh, thank heavens it's still here that I could like experience it for them and not for Abe. Does that even
Yeah.
make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm so
Yeah.
glad you still did it because
I enjoyed it last year.
so fun. It's so fun.
And it's all ages. I know I get why you skipped those years, but last year I had my older kids with me too, and they
I
all
know.
thoroughly enjoyed
Yeah.
I know, and I kind of thought that. I'm like, well, you probably could have just taken your other boys, but I'm never in my right mind on the holidays. But
it. Yeah.
last
How'd you
year,
been?
You did
I
it.
full
You
sent
did it.
I did.
I saw you with the Santa and everything. You didn't just do a drive-by.
No, I went
You
in
didn't just
and
wave and keep going.
Yeah, I went in and like full experience.
It's like, let's race
it.
the sleigh. That's your experience as we drive by.
Yeah, I still haven't done the sleigh. I want to try that maybe this year with the kids.
I keep trying to tell teenagers, bring a date.
How
like,
fun.
how magical would that be? And it's cheap. Like, you get some food from the food trucks, take them on a sleigh ride, hold their hand under the blankets we
Oh,
provide.
That's
Like,
a great idea.
Because kids don't know how to date. Let's keep it real.
yeah.
Or
But
if they
maybe we
do
should
date, they
force
think they have to
them
go to the
to.
valley and spend $500 on it.
Yeah.
I love this idea. I'm gonna tell that to my
So
kids.
let's start spreading that.
I love
Because
that
I'm like,
idea.
guys, it would be the easiest date.
And it's so adorable.
And it would be cute. What girl doesn't want to go on a sleigh ride at night?
Yes,
And go
and
watch a
snuggle
Hallmark movie with
up.
them after.
Yeah.
I can help you out here.
Have some hot chocolate. It would be so like such a good idea for teenagers. I love
Well,
that.
I better tell Piper to find a date. And
I
Maddie.
know, I was
Maddie.
just thinking that.
Find someone to actually you guys on a
Maddie?
date.
Such a good idea.
That
I
is
love
cute
it.
because then the Hallmark love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you think back on all the years, like if you could think of like the biggest learning curve, like what's something that you're like, oh, I'm so glad I learned this because it's made it 10 times easier, or like we bagged this because it just wasn't worth it.
You want to know the biggest thing?
Yes.
Asking for help.
Oh.
Is that hard?
I am not good at asking for help, and when I do, I'm like, never mind. Like, if you want to just run me over with your car instead, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I hate asking for help, and like, the thing is, this is a free event,
Mm-hmm.
and we get sponsors now, which
Helps
I
a lot.
hate, but I love. Like, I'm so grateful for them, but I hate asking them for
It's
help.
hard to ask for money.
Like, you guys are very nice. Thank you for sponsoring.
No, but I get what you mean. There's nothing worse than asking people
No,
for
and
money. Yeah.
so a few years ago, Scott's like, you need to start getting sponsors, and I'm like, no
'Cause
one
I'm not
is
still
gonna
paying $3,000.
sponsor. Like, I am not legit enough to get a sponsor for this.
Sure,
and he
it's a
was
whole
like,
town thing.
he's like, it's a town thing. Businesses love to do stuff like this, and I'm like, okay. So I ask the same sponsors every year. I do not branch out.
Well, if they say yes, you don't have to.
Yeah, and they just keep saying yes, and I just keep saying thank you. Anyway, so we get sponsors, but that helps pay for like the free hot chocolate and the sugar cookies and the. So I've started asking a little bit for help.
Yeah.
Mostly like people jump in and help make sugar cookies, which is huge because I was making 1,500 sugar cookies by myself while doing
The whole setup.
the
and
whole
setup.
thing. Yeah. And so now, like last year, I didn't have to make one sugar cookie.
Were your kids sad though? Or did they get to make
No,
their own?
because they
to
still
set
got to
up.
set up and
Yeah.
decorate a cookie, you know.
Yeah.
So I think they were fine.
I love that.
So that's
Asking
the
for
biggest
help.
thing is asking for help, which I am still really sucking at, but it's fine.
We're
It's
all
good.
I'm
working on
trying.
it, I think. I
Yeah.
don't
What's
know,
your
that's not my
What's your
strong suit.
favorite thing about it?
Gosh, there's so many. I really, really like just watching people walk around and like having smiles on their faces and just having fun with their kids without having to worry about the cost of everything with Christmas. And
Because there's a lot of free things. Yeah, there's the vendors, but like you said, the
Yeah.
Santa,
There's
the
there's,
sleigh.
like,
there's
the-
the
entertainment,
entertainment and
yeah.
the sleigh ride and the hot chocolate and the sugar cookies and the Santa. Like, it's all free.
Mhm.
The only thing you pay for is your food and if you buy something from our vendors.
Which is good for Christmas shopping. I've gotten
Oh,
a
it's
Christmas
so
present
nice
there every
to
year
go
so
through
far.
and find people things because that's like the best
Local.
idea.
And
Yeah.
we are so picky
Are you?
about our vendors. Like, we make them go through a process.
Mhm.
They have to fill out an application. We approve the application because we don't want painted rocks.
I was just about to say that. A rock cellar next to you.
Yeah, which is not very nice, but we just try really hard to.
Good selection.
Then it's not multiple of one thing either. Do you make sure that, or do you
Yes.
just spread them
Oh,
out on
yes.
the field if it's
No,
the same
we
way?
make sure like we only have one caramel apple vendor, and we only have
Mm-hmm.
we try really hard to keep it.
So smart.
Yeah.
That is a good idea to get a little bit of everything.
Right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
If
Okay.
you guys know of a blanket vendor, we cannot find a good blanket vendor.
Oh my gosh,
I
we
wish
should
Jess
tell
would make
Jessie.
them fast.
I know. That's kind of short notice, but I bet she would.
We need good blankets. We had a blanket vendor from the valley come one year, and they sold so many blankets, but we're just kind of a small scale compared to all the markets
So to
in the
her, it was
valley.
small.
Hard
You
for
know,
them to come back
Yeah.
up.
like they sold the most out of everybody, but I think to them they were
Compared to
like,
But do
Yeah.
they have like mid-range blankets? Because the bummer is people in town are making blankets that are worth like $175, $200.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't. Theirs were like $45
Yeah.
for a big blanket.
Yeah. So it's
So-
it's a little tricky when it's handmade because you kind of want to get like what you need to get. But
Yeah.
okay, I'm at the time
oh.
of the pod that we got to take a little.
Okay, then I
ad
have a
break.
question next.
Okay, don't forget it. Oh wait, do you need to ask it first? I'm worried you're gonna forget.
I was just going to see if you ever get to enjoy the process. Like
Yeah.
now that once it's going, is there any time during the 3 days that you do it that you get to sit back and be like, okay, look it.
Yeah.
Or are you just running around
Yeah.
stressed till after?
No, now that it's kind of up and running and we kind of have
System.
a system going, I feel like last year I got to just walk around and look around and just enjoy it. So I think that was part of the magic last year for me was that I got to
You
actually
got to live in your movie.
Yeah, I got to live in it and enjoy it and just be present in it.
I love that. I think it's important. I learned that is as much as I loved like everything we did for the wedding ourselves. Like it was very like nobody would believe what we spent on Ellie's wedding. Like it's crazy, but it was so beautiful. But like it's not as easy to enjoy it when you're doing all the work.
That's
for
what
it.
I told David when
Uh-huh.
Cart's coming home. I'm like, I'm done. I cooked all of Spice's farewell. I cooked all of his. I didn't get to talk to anyone or visit anyone, so I'm hiring it out.
Scones, yeah,
I say that. So if I cook on that day, beat me up.
Do not cook on
I just
that
need to
day.
reserve them now so I don't change my mind.
Agreed. Okay, so this month, first of all, Furniture Gallery. Did you guys see the reel of me going and picking out my?
Yes. I mean, I was looking at Hazel, not you.
I know,
but-
Hazel was so cute.
She had to do everything I did, so if I like recline, she had to recline. It was so funny, but I got a good recliner for the sunshine of my bedroom.
It does look so cute.
Completely rearranged my whole house to make way for it because my house is tiny. My rooms are tiny, so I had to like take out my nightstand.
You love
put a new
rearranging, it's
nightstand in.
fine.
I know, but this is the first time since I moved in there in 2017 that I've rearranged my bedroom. So it was interesting to like try to get the new flow. But anyway, Furniture Gallery, we love them.
I counted up how many couches I have from them this morning when I was sitting on Milo's couch visiting him because he called in sick. He's painting
Full
his
of it.
bedroom. He's full of it.
Okay.
But I have 2 in my bedroom,
Yes.
a sectional in my front room,
Yes.
2 oversized big chairs that you can fit 2 people on, and a couch in Milo's room.
So how many is that total?
Whoa, 1, 2, 3, 6.
All right. Well, that's a good. That's
So
a good
I'm a big fan.
Yes, we are big, huge fans of that. And then let's talk about thirst. Obviously, we love thirst. What's your favorite drink at thirst?
Vacay mode.
Ooh, that's a good
I
one.
like water, so.
No, I love their refreshers.
Do you
They're
Yeah.
get it
delicious.
sparkling or just?
No, just plain.
I think it's good to remember their sparklers. When I was pregnant with the babies, I'd go get one of those like the refreshers like every day.
How good
'Cause
does
I
that sound
felt-
right now?
Yeah,
I'm
because I
kinda
felt like
parched.
I needed my water intake, but I was sick and tired of drinking plain water. 'Cause
Yes.
you have to drink so much water when you're pregnant, so it's nice to go get a break. So go get a refresher. You don't
That
just
sounds
have
really
to go get
good.
pop. Yeah.
And there's a Georgia peach that I made up, by the way, on the menu.
Yes, that's Megan's Georgia
Oh,
peach.
that's
Mhm.
fancy.
I ordered it so many times they made it.
Yeah, and I will say this: the hot chocolate, so good.
I haven't tried
On
it. That
Asher's
sounds really
birthday,
good.
he asked me to get him one, and I drank it the entire way to the school. I bet you it was half done by the time I got to him at the school. It was lovely. He
You
put
should have just poured a little water
It
in there
was-
like it was water.
it was called like campfire or s'mores
Oh, I've seen
or
that.
something, so it was almost like a marshmallow hot chocolate. It was
Mm.
really good. So I totally down that. But and then yeah, we're still loving the hair, right?
Hair by Carly.
Hair by Carly and Rogue Salon. We love them, but check her out, your hair girl Carly.
Yep, she's gonna make me pretty for Cardston. That's the only time I counted down on his mission. So he's Cardston's best friend is Crew, and that's Carly's spouse.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to count down, so it would take 2 years is a long time to count down. So the only time we'd ever do is I get my hair, and it's at the beginning of each month, and we're like, okay, 1 more month down. No, I mean, we wouldn't even say how many months down until now.
That's
we're like,
what I did with my pregnancy.
Is it?
Yeah, you kind of
Every time
I
you
did it by my hair. Yeah.
See, because
Oh.
you can't count every day, else it'd take
No,
forever.
it takes way too long. In fact, if you look her up on her Instagram, I love the color of her hair right now. It makes me want to sort of like go that direction.
It is very pretty.
You know how I was so
Dyeing your hair gray when I was
crazy
dyeing my hair
about
away
the
from
tone
gray.
of my blonde? Yeah, and now weirdly I want to go back to like that sort of like.
That shocks me. You've been in that tone for a long time.
I know, and if I got there, I probably wouldn't like it as much. But
You must be 40.
I must be so mature and growing up. But anyway, yeah,
Your girl Carly.
love it. So, okay, I want to get to know you though. Besides the Winter Wonderland,
That's
Sherice.
what I warned her. We're going to ask about her and her family.
I
So.
want to hear about tell us where you were born. Tell us about your growing up. Just a few.
I don't know if I can say where I'm from. I might get
We'll
shot.
forgive you.
I am from Pine Top.
Did you grow?
Go
did you
Yellow
get born there?
Jackets. Yeah.
Okay, so you were born there. And
Leave
raised-
the room
Yeah.
immediately.
Did you love it up there?
I love it.
It's very
I
pretty.
never
beautiful.
thought I would live here instead of there.
Has it been an adjustment?
Really, yeah.
And has it
Mhm.
grown on you yet? Or is it still, how do you feel about the change now? Has it been long enough that you like it, or are you still,
Yeah.
Because you were up in one of what would back in the day have been considered Snowflake's rivals and everything. Not
Yeah.
so much anymore,
Mm.
but because Snowflake's kind of had to go into different divisions. But growing up, definitely
Oh, yeah.
like the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets were the football team to beat.
They were the
and
soccer
the
team.
volleyball
Yes,
team
we
to
were.
beat, etc. Yeah.
She was a volleyball
Yes,
star.
we
I'll add that in for
Yeah.
you.
So that's when you got to grow up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was awesome. So, my very first Snowflake Blue Ridge football game, I put on my purple and gold, and we went and sat, outside the fence because we had little kids, and we just started getting spanked. And I'm like, this is not the
She
Blue Ridge
starts
I
taking
remember.
off her
I start taking my sweatshirt off. I'm like, give me your Lobo shirt.
That's
I
what you
threw Scott's Lobo shirt on. I'm like, this is not Blue Ridge. I was shocked that our football team sucked so bad.
That's hilarious.
Isn't it weird that it's gone through that transition? Because
Yes.
you guys were the powerhouse a
Yeah,
lot.
we won state it wasn't even a question.
Mm-hmm.
We knew that around Thanksgiving time, we went to the Valley. My mom dropped us off at the state game, and she would go Christmas shopping for a few hours
Oh.
before the game started, and then she would come back, and we'd all watch the game. Every
That's
year.
just what you
It
did.
was just what we did. It was
I
a
love
tradition.
That.
You know?
I love that.
So then we start getting spanked, and I'm like,
Christmas
give me
went
your
down like
Lobo
hell.
sweatshirt. What are
Did
we
your Christmas
doing?
start to suck when your mom took the shot? I'm just kidding.
When it's crazy how things have evolved with especially up here on these rural mountain teams. We're so lucky Snowflake still has a program because it's dying on the rural
Mhm.
teams, and it's really sad. It's sad to see.
It is sad.
Because that's, I mean, I just grew up going to these small towns around here like Round Valley and St. John's and Blue Ridge and Show Low, and those were the
Holbrook, Winslow.
places to go to do anything,
Yeah.
basketball, anything. And so
Yeah.
it's crazy how much it's changed.
And I think it's weird that our football team goes to the Valley.
Every
Every
freaking
week.
weekend.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started on that. It's
Like,
a pain.
I miss the rivals.
I do
miss,
too.
And like Blue Ridge has a good team this year.
Do
Like
they?
probably not 4A like Snowflake,
No, but
but
they're going far.
they have a pretty good
Mhm.
team this year, you know. And I'm like, I wish we could play them so
I
we
agree.
could see all the
Even
other
if they were
teams
just
on
the
the
preseasons.
mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we still
No.
do Sholo.
What I've noticed about having to go to so many 4A games, and also the fact that our 3A program has to intermingle with so many private schools down in the Phoenix area, that it's hard to beat a small town camaraderie. Like when you go down to these games, you know, they don't have an
The
entire
Lobos have more
community
fans.
backing them
No.
up. They have the parents, but it's not like a city. Like it's just different. There's not.
Yeah.
It's
We
not the
all go to
thing.
the games even when we don't have kids playing. Like you grew up doing that. People aren't doing that in a big city. So we come up and we bring more people to these games down there than they do.
I know.
Like
Our
the
stands are
visitor
always
stands
bigger.
probably. I mean, we were at somebody's homecoming game the other day, and me and Paula were so stoked because it was the first time being down there that it was, what was it, Marcos de Niza?
They
in
had enough
Tempe.
people there.
They were so fun. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, they need to be the poster children for people down there to, like, the entire community.
The camaraderie.
Fireworks, band amazing, choir amazing. And I felt like we were in a small town. And you miss that at the 4A
Yeah.
games. It's just kind of almost like a drag.
That's what you do on Friday nights.
The
yeah.
competition's so much better, but it's kind of a drag as far as
Fans
Fans.
and the excitement of
and
a
just
Friday
the
night
whole
football
vibe.
game. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Like,
I agree.
When they come here, because they have to come here once, you know, I'm like, I wonder if they see what we do and if they are like, oh, that's fun. Maybe we should try that, because we really go all out. We go all out for our games. We have fireworks. We have like,
That's how I keep score if I don't go. I'm laying in my bed listening to
Listen to the
fireworks.
fireworks go
Yeah.
off.
I mean, me and Paula, when we were at that game, some games, and there's like nobody at the concessions. Our concessions, you guys are snaking down to my house practically.
Yeah.
Like people, like the kids are there. It's so fun.
Yeah.
So I love
keep
those.
stealing my vintage Lobo jacket. And I'm like, Milo, I haven't even got to wear it yet.
Excuse me, sir.
I
Give that
know.
back.
And do you guys remember, like, going to the games growing up, and there would be police officers there because of, like, the fights between
was-
Blue Ridge and Sholo.
Right.
Like, they had to have cops there.
For
And
Because
the
it was so
rivalry.
yeah, for the
intense.
rivalries, yeah. Like, I miss that.
How is the rest of their stuff going? Because you played volleyball. How was your volleyball team? Was it really good?
Yeah, we were good. We did not. We lost in the state game.
Oh no.
I know, really sad, but
That's hard.
we were close. But yeah, Blue Ridge took state a lot in volleyball.
Did you
too.
play volleyball? Did you play any of those sports?
I did basketball, volleyball, softball,
Oh, you did
and
them all.
track. But then by my, like, I started phasing out. Like, my
That's kinda how
freshman
I
year, I
felt.
quit softball.
Mhm.
Then I quit basketball. Then I only played volleyball.
It's too
So.
hard to maintain. Me and Megan both played the cello for 100 years, but then we both quit in high school because it was too much.
Well, I
Yeah.
cut my finger off, but you about to quit because
Well, that's that too. That's
That-
kind of hard.
Kind of helped.
But I'm sure it would have fizzled out by
I
now.
had to, like, between choir and piano, I couldn't do it. I
Yeah.
couldn't
I
do
got
it.
Paula wheezing, sorry.
You did quit. And to preface, Megan does have no finger slightly on her pointer finger of her left hand.
The doctor thinks it's the best joke ever to tell, because you put she is a dental assistant, that's why I'm looking at Sherice, when you put the little mouth prop in so they don't bite your fingers. He's always like, look what happened to her. I'm not letting you bite my finger. And the kid's like,
That is hilarious.
breaking all these little kids.
Do not bite her finger
Do
off.
not bite her finger off, and they're like,
Because they're always like, I don't want it. And he's like, trust me.
that's hilarious.
That's really funny. I bit my dentist's finger when I was little in
Did you-
Pine Top.
Really?
And he told my mom, don't ever bring her back.
Shut up.
He was
You're a little
mean.
kid. How do you
Yeah,
know?
he was mean.
That
Anyways.
is hilarious.
That's a good reason to move to Snowflake.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So you met and married a Snowflake boy, though.
I did.
Not a
Yeah,
girl.
I did.
When did you know you were coming back, and how did you, like, reconcile
Were you okay
that?
with that too?
Yeah.
Did you want to?
So after we had Emmeline, I basically moved home because I just wanted to be with my mom with this newborn
Isn't
baby.
it weird
that-
when you have family, all of a sudden you want to be around
Yeah,
family?
yeah. And she just cried all the time. And so I basically moved in with my mom, and Scott's like, okay, this is weird. We hadn't been married very long. We were going to wait 3 years to have kids. 3 months later, I got pregnant. So it just kind of went really fast. And Anyway, so Scott came up one weekend and he was like, I think we should move up here. And I'm like, yes, we should. So we went home, we packed up, and we moved up here. And then we lived with my parents, and we were trying to decide what to do. Scott's work was here, and I did not want to move to Snowflake.
It would be hard for me to leave Snowflake. I get it.
I totally don't blame you.
It was really hard, and he was like, I'm sick of driving that far every day. It doesn't make sense. So we started looking for houses in Snowflake. And if you know the house we're in, it was like built in the 1800s, and I just thought it was the cutest house.
She was moved in before it even got for sale.
Yes,
she
I
was just like, this is my house, and we'll figure out how to do it.
Do you want to hear the story?
I would love to.
So my sister-in-law, Michelle, was driving me around, and we were looking at houses, and we had put in a few offers, and they just fell through, weren't working out. And she took me to this house, and the front yard had weeds that were probably like 6 feet tall. Mm-hmm. You could barely see the house. And she's like, I know that this went into foreclosure, but I'm not really sure what's happening with it. So we get out and we like look in the kitchen windows. And I looked at Michelle and I'm
adorable.
Like, this is my house. And she was like, well, it's not even
really
like
was. She was
for sale. And I'm like, this is my house. Like, I just know this is my house.
We know that in real estate. When it's the house, it's the house.
Yeah.
So I believe you 100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have like goosebumps. So after work, I'm like, Scott, we need to go to this house. And he was like, well, is it for sale? I'm like, no. And he's like, do you know anything about it? I'm like, no.
It's cute under the weeds.
Yeah. So we go and look at it, and he looks at me and he goes, this is our house. And I'm like, I know. It is our house.
Is.
So we waited and waited and waited. We moved up here in, I think, August or September. And it didn't come for sale until April.
Oh, wow.
I didn't realize it was that
So
long.
we kept looking at houses, and we put in an offer on another one, and I hated it. And so
I'm
then
gonna ask you after which one it was in case someone we know lives there.
it was out on Borden Ranch Road.
So that's still a far drive for him. So what's the point?
Yeah, it was. Anyways, so then one morning, Scott woke up and had a feeling to look, and it was like 5 a.m, and he wakes me up and he's like, "It's on the market." So it's a HUD home, and so you have to bid on it. And we went to my mom's office. She's a realtor. We go to her office in the morning. We put our bid in, and like, we're newly married. We don't have a ton of money. Like, we're pretty poor, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think they were asking like $80,000.
And you have to buy it then, right? That's how HUDs work, or no?
Could
you finance and stuff, or do you have
yeah,
to be
you
ever
can
ready?
finance.
You can finance.
You can
Yeah.
finance.
Okay, good.
So we put our bid in, and it's not much over asking price. And
That's
so
awesome.
my mom's lady that she worked with was like, you're probably not going to get it because someone's going to bid higher than you. And so all day we were just waiting, and we got the phone call, and they're like, you got it. And we're like, what? So what happened with this house, I don't know if it's with every house, they just took the first bid.
They didn't want to wait around.
They didn't want to wait around. So
that's when you know it's meant
5
to be.
a.m.
Yes,
I'm
I have
sorry.
goosebumps talking about it again.
Yes.
So I'm like, I was kind of like, yeah, I know.
I could have told you that.
I knew this was my house. So that's how we got our house here. So we move here, love my house, hate Snowflake, hate the people. Like, it's just really hard moving here and having no family. I mean, we're family, but you know what I'm saying.
You mean,
like,
your mom
in-laws are
around.
different, yeah. And obviously my mom's only 30 minutes away, but
It's a big amount when you're in a small town.
it is,
Yeah.
yeah. And then everyone just seems to have their best friend already, and
They
everyone
grew up
has
together.
their family, and, you know, you're just kind of an outsider for a while.
Yeah.
And so I would be, like, crying, and I'm like, I don't want to live here anymore. And Scott just kept saying, you need to change. You can't change the people of Snowflake.
You need to get out.
You need to change. So I threw a winter wonderland, and then I started throwing more events, and I do
Which you love, so that's a good way for you to meet people.
And I do like bingo nights where everyone's invited, and I do like just to make sure that everybody knows that they belong and everybody knows that they're invited.
Even if their mom's not here with them.
Even if their mom's not here, even if they don't have a best friend, please come and know that you are loved.
I didn't
and
realize
you
that's
are
why
welcome.
you did the big old bingo
And a
things
lot
too.
of people come. They love it. I think
Yeah.
it's amazing. Yeah. Bingo. Where'd you come up with bingo? I want to
Oh,
hear.
I
She
love
loved it.
bingo.
Okay, but how?
Ask her what she does every birthday.
Sorry, I have a cold a little bit. So growing up, we lived in Pine Top Country Club. There is a rec center, and if you live in Pine Top Country Club, you get to be a member of this rec center. So it had like a swimming pool, and it had this huge building that had like pool tables and ping pong tables and basketball courts and tennis courts, and they sold concessions. There was a library, and then they did like all of these events. So like during the summer, you could go and learn how to make your own pizza, or you could go and play bingo, and they had like the funnest prizes like squirt guns and you know like
kids?
fun
It was, like,
kid.
for kids.
Yeah, it was for
I
kids.
love that idea.
So we played
fun.
bingo every week
All summer.
growing up, all summer long. Yeah. And so I love bingo.
I know you still play on your birthday every year.
Yeah.
Do you go to the same place?
No, my parents are members of Pine Top Country Club, like the
Uh-huh.
golf course.
Okay.
And I only get to go on my birthday because it's really expensive. At the rec center, it was free.
How fun though.
So,
I
That's our
bet
favorite
that
thing to go.
your
Have you gone to
parents
the?
loved having that growing up because they could just send you
oh,
over there
my
in the
mom
summer.
loved it. She's
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't have
That's worth living
survived.
there for that.
Yeah,
Heck
we
yeah.
could just walk or ride our bikes, and we would call our friends and be like, meet us at the rec center. And we would swim for like 4 hours a day. We were
Yes.
there every single day, all
Us-
summer
us.
long.
Speaking
Growing
of
up,
the
swimming.
swimming, we would walk to the pool,
Yep.
60 cents to get in.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing this up because Sherice is the aerobics swim teacher.
Yes.
So I'm so happy that is reopened and all
Yeah.
year round now.
Yeah.
That was hard not to have that for that many years.
It was.
Because we just knew what we grew up doing. We would walk to the pool, most of the time barefoot.
I
from
know,
our house
our
on
feet
Back
on
Street.
fire.
Yeah, we would walk to the pool, pay our 60 cents, and then we would walk to Ed's to get a little 10-cent candy.
Mhm. A
That was
quarter
just
And
all
full.
we
wouldn't you
did.
just spend like all day at the pool?
Oh, each
Totally.
session was like 2 hours, and they had like an hour in between. But there was
We'd
like
go
a 7
back.
to 9.
Yeah,
or-
we'd go back for the second
Oh
session.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
I lived there.
And my mom put us in every session of swimming lessons.
So you're all professional swimmers.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to be an Olympic diver, you guys.
Shut
We
up,
didn't even
let's hear
have a
the tea.
diving board at our pool, but I loved just diving into the water. So I just knew I was going to be an Olympic swimmer
We
or
were gonna
diver
be
one
ice
day.
skaters, so don't worry.
Yeah.
That was
And
our
there's
plan because
no
we were
ice
good
skating rink.
We were
rollerbladers.
really good rollerbladers.
Oh, I thought that too. Yeah.
And we could do a choreographed dance, all three of us, at the Winter Wonderland for entertainment.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, we need a few more spots filled. I still have my rollerblades.
I do not, but that sounds awesome.
That's worth purchasing.
Or clogging.
Oh, she's good at
Yes,
that too. I
you
do
do
have
love
clogger
clog.
shoes.
You guys could do a clogging routine. I love it.
I'm game.
You could join because I'm probably not very good anymore.
I
So.
know, like
mean,
2
I can
steps.
learn. I can still do shuffle step,
Step,
toe
toe, step.
Yes.
Yep.
Shuffle, step, toe,
I
step,
think that's
toe.
all I can do now.
We're on shuffle step repeat for like 20 minutes for our whole performance.
I don't care. You put on some Christmas music. It's entertaining.
I
It's
did
fine.
find my shoes the other day and did a dance for Lila because she's in tap, my niece.
Oh.
And by the end of that 10-second video, I was all.
I know.
Such a good workout.
Emily's a good
I
little
wish we
clogger
could join
at
a
it.
class. Like, we even approached Elizabeth Britton, who runs the dance studio in town, and we were like, "Can we do an adult tap?" Because we like,
We
I
need someone to
love-
teach it.
I love the exercise that dance is like that.
Yeah.
So fun.
Someone taught one for a minute. I'm trying to remember if it was there or CCPA.
Hmm.
I think it was CCPA, and I love. That's why I have the adult shoes now. Me and Rachel took it, my sister-in-law.
Oh, fun. I didn't even
It
know
just
they
fizzled.
had
It
that.
fizzled out. So we all asked enough that someone started teaching it, and then it just kind of fizzled out. But it was so fun.
I love that.
That sounds fun.
So someone that's good, we'll
I mean,
pay if you teach
I
us.
don't know if my foot that has to be cut
Oh,
off can
shoot.
still clog,
Crap.
but I would
You
try.
could try.
You can
I
put
would-
all your weight on
I
one
would
thing.
tap my heart out.
I know.
I'm not going to be the cause of that. Sorry, you're uninvited.
You have a gimpy ankle. You're uninvited.
You're uninvited. You can't do it. You look dumb.
So then, doing all that stuff, did that kind of bring you back around too? I love that. I love that advice of like, if you want
Invite
to
everybody.
do something, then you have to make it happen. Because really, no one's coming for you. It's true. No
I
one's
even said
coming
that on
from
Pop
us.
Run this morning. I was like, the best thing I've learned in the last hard 4 years was I can't change anybody.
I can only change
So
myself.
I just have to be the best me because
I
I
know.
cannot change
And
anybody.
if I want change and I'm feeling like sad or neglected, I'm like,
I'm on repeat apparently. Ignore that, David. Take it out.
what'd you say?
Be the best you. Sorry, I saw Paul look at me and I like, you're on repeat.
You know what she said? And that's why I'm so awesome. It's because she's been working on herself for 4
Oh yeah, I forgot I said that. I forgot I added that at the end, and that's why I'm awesome.
So when you started doing that, did you feel like it kind of changed things around, or are you still?
I
is
feel
it
like you've
still
got a lot of
journey?
good friends around.
I feel like it helped me
Yeah.
for sure. It changed my attitude of nobody likes me. I'm just so lame. I'm only a mom,
No.
like we were talking about, you know.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think it did it helped. It changed.
And it's contagious. I feel like everyone that goes to your bringer nights, it's a thing. Like the vibe,
Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
yeah. So it's contagious if you're going to get out there and meet people
And
which
what's
I'm not good at.
interesting is a lot of people that come are people that I've never even met.
I
before,
don't know if
which
you know
is-
Venmo's a good place to look for way better than Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, sometimes when you scroll
The
down
amount of people that sign up for your thing,
I think
for
we
bingo,
had like 75 people this
I
last
loved
time.
it.
love that.
Yeah.
the
Love
pictures.
that.
all
And
looked
I
up.
don't even know half of them probably. And a lot of them come up to me after and say, "Thank you so much for doing this. I wasn't going to come because I don't really know a lot of people." So I'm so glad that people are brave enough to come, even though they feel probably the same way I felt for 9 years.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here because think about it. You got that. You've got the pool. You've done parties.
I think it's important
Weddings.
to like put yourself out there to.
That was brave.
Yeah, it is. It's very brave.
It's
very
very
brave.
scary.
I'm not good at it. That's why
I am not either. I'm just like.
That's why we're hidden in this little baby room talking because we're not out there doing it.
So true though.
It is. I have good
Yeah, I
intents.
don't know why I'm brave enough to do that.
Were you this personality growing up? Were you doing
No,
events and stuff?
I
or
was
you
very
just...
shy.
So was I. That's
Very
why.
shy. So,
Well, you're doing
Yeah.
really good then.
but I love throwing parties. Like my wedding
I love that you just
business
own
was
this.
totally my zone. I loved it. I was so sad when we decided to be done. And so now I have to do it for the rest of the town.
Yeah, you
Because
do.
I don't get to throw weddings anymore. But I'm also like, I want to throw a party and then I want to slip into the back and just watch it happen. Like,
You don't want to be the center of the attention at the party.
absolutely not. Do not make me get up. I always am like, "Hey Scott, can you say hi to everyone for me?"
That's how I put the
Like, yeah. So I like to just throw the party and then just watch.
See the good results of
see
everyone
the good
enjoying
results
it.
and watch everyone have fun. But don't put me.
See, I can
in
see the
front of
wedding being
people.
like that. We did a wedding, but we've done a couple weddings. We do the wedding, and then the bride is the star. It's
Yeah,
just like, okay.
and I
oh
love
yeah,
it.
we just
We don't
slink
have to-
into the background. It's so
I
much
love
So I
it,
get where you're
yeah.
coming from on that. That's a great,
Yeah.
great idea.
Like,
It
so
is.
people that think I want to be the center of attention, I do not.
You like to throw, I get that. I love to like put together a cute thing and stuff, but same. I don't want to be like
Mhm.
the one that's up there giving the speech by any means.
Yeah,
so that's,
no.
I
Mm-mm.
love
I
that.
just want to see my good end results.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to throw it and watch people have fun.
So what are your days you're still doing aerobics?
So
You've probably
I
still been
do-
doing them or added more, but we got our hair wet, so we didn't go back.
It was so fun. Like the low impact on my knee, I absolutely loved it. If there was a way I could do it and not get my hair wet, I'd be all there. But me washing my hair is so stupid. It takes forever.
I understand.
I wonder,
It's
like the other
worst.
day though, I was laying there because me and Becca were talking about it because Becca goes to a class that's later in the morning, and she's like, she was telling me how fun it was. I'm like, man, I really need to do
Do a
that.
double decker.
Oh no, I was thinking about doing like a shower cap. Like, who cares if I look stupid? I mean, it's just a
Not
bunch
really.
of other women. Like, no one's
I
gonna
did
care.
try a cap on
Didn't
my
work.
hair, and I think I might have been really sweaty because my hair was soaked, and I'm
Oh,
like, how is
shoot.
this even?
I
so
can
it didn't
see-
work as good.
Yeah.
as-
What about what the Olympians do? They put a cap on, their goggles on, and then another cap.
Oh
maybe.
yeah,
Have you noticed that? That's what the
that just
Olympians
seems like
do.
it would squeeze your head.
Yeah,
does,
the
but-
headache problem. I mean, if chlorine didn't turn my hair green, I would just deal with it and wash my hair. But I just love that. It's so fun. And
Seems
it
like you
doesn't
have a
hurt.
class that's been very loyal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Do you have fun with it?
Yeah, I love
What
it.
days do you teach it and what times?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 a.m.
Oh,
It's really,
really
sucky
early.
in the winter.
Yeah.
It's so fun once you get going.
Yeah.
8. Who
8
else teaches
o'clock.
them? Do other people teach them?
That's another class.
Okay. So you
So-
just do the 5 a.m. now?
hmm So mine got changed to water fitness. So
Oh.
mine's like more intense, and I like to kick people's butt and make them hurt a little.
Yeah.
I like when they yell
If
at
I'm getting
me.
up at 5 a.m., I need that.
It's
That's
not
what-
just like
I'm
the
not
old
gonna-
women kind of.
No,
yeah.
so the 8 o'clock class is that.
Mhm.
And they added another one, 8 and
At
9,
nine
I think,
something.
or something like that. So
I
that's
see
the
they'll work
low
you hard.
impact, like old ladies, which is still
Perfect
really
for you,
good,
Jax.
really
Yes.
good. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
but mine is they changed the name because people
See, this
were
would be my
getting
jam,
mad when they
to get
showed
my
up,
can
and
kicked.
it was not just old ladies.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
So tell us the dates and the times of the Winter Wonderland, though.
okay, so Winter Wonderland, we added a day this year. and we're doing it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So it's December 5th, December 6th, December 7th.
Fun.
So,
And
Yeah.
what time's on it?
Thursday is 4 to 9, Friday is 4 to 9, and Saturday is 10 to 4.
Love it.
So it's like
Yeah.
all day on Saturday.
My favorite is the nights because when you go on the
That's
sleigh
the
ride,
vibe.
you get to see the Christmas lights. And then, like last year at night, there were the lights, and then it started snowing, and it was so magical.
It was legit
It was
magical.
legit magical. So my favorite, like I recommend coming at night just because I like that. But the day
And
is
if you
good
have
too.
kids that need to go on a date, that's such a cute idea.
I know, we're going to spread the word on that.
Absolutely love that. When is winter formal? Everyone should do that for their winter formal dates. Although, is it like January?
I feel like it's near the end of the month.
Anyway.
I
So
like that
the
you've
only
moved it up.
problem is go Lobos, but if they go to state, it's the same weekend. So
Oh, dear. Yeah,
Yeah.
but they could still come Thursday.
yeah,
There's a Thursday night and a Saturday.
and Saturday.
It's so hard with them being in 4A because now football bleeds into basketball. So you're talking like if they go all the way to the state, I have to go to Chinle the day before the state playoff game for basketball.
Oh my gosh.
It's bananas. So yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we
because it
want them
used to
go,
end
but-
in November, like state football.
Yeah, they used to
but-
not
Yeah.
cross.
Yeah, but now that they're in 4A, it's like
Yeah,
it's a free for all.
Yeah.
So I love that you do that though. Thank you.
And there's always good food.
Yeah,
I've gone
thank
every
you.
year and gotten
the
delicious
food
food
trucks
at the food
are
truck.
amazing.
Come
And
have some
this
dinner.
year, I have kettle corn. You guys,
Okay,
I've been
thank you.
trying to get kettle corn
We are on the
We
kettle corn
love
bandwagon.
kettle
years,
corn.
and he would tell me no. And thank you to Des, who works at Rogue Salon. She's bringing her pancakes, Desi Delights,
Oh, I've seen them.
and her dad does the kettle corn. So she told him that he needed to come, and I am so excited about this.
Oh, I want some. That sounds
The
amazing.
pancake
right
videos look delicious too. I've
Okay,
seen her
let's
videos.
go.
Yes.
Let's go.
And think about hot kettle corn on a cold day. Does that
Dude,
not
we're-
sound amazing?
We're obsessed. Everywhere there's an
love
event, we
kettle
send
corn.
Paula to get it.
Oh, we sit at the road. I go to the rodeo just to get a big old huge bag of kettle corn, and I just sit there and stuff my face
Yeah.
the whole time. I
Yeah.
love kettle corn.
So I'm very excited about that.
I love this.
And Paula's in town to try it this year. Ooh. No, she's
She's
going
on
on a
a
cruise. She's
cruise.
missing my son off his mission to go on a
Yeah,
cruise.
her birthday. She's turning 30, so she gets to do
Paula.
that.
I love cards.
You said you were excited.
I love
about
Cardston.
the
I thought you said I love
Winter
kettle corn.
Wonderland.
I know that's true too.
So this is that time of the month. Not that time.
I'm all really.
The time of the
I don't
month.
have that time,
that
so
we
I'm out.
We have sisterly advice.
So be thinking of one, Sherice. Listen up, Lacey. Just kidding.
Yeah, if your sister's listening, everyone.
Mine was kind of cheeky, but it was true.
Okay, so
I want to explain mine before I say mine, so I don't sound like a...
yeah, you go first and explain. I'm trying to find mine.
I answered on the pod because I thought it was being funny to buy each other presents. And I only say that because I know me and Jackie's love language is to buy presents. I've
Absolutely.
been buying Christmas presents and it's giving me life. I don't need them for me. I mean, I'm not going to complain that they're for me, but I love to buy presents for other people.
Same.
It's so fun.
I'm the same way.
So I said buy lots of presents for each other.
It's a good one. It's a great one.
Yeah.
Okay, what sisterly advice do you have, Sherice?
Probably have good communication without judging.
I like
Ooh,
that.
that's a
What do you
good
mean by
one.
that?
Just make sure that when you call your sister or call whoever you want to talk to and ask them how they're doing, you don't judge what they say for their answer. Just be open and listen, and
Because if they're willing to tell you, you need to listen.
yeah, and then don't be so quick to want to help.
Yeah.
Just be the
That's my
listening.
problem.
Oh, you want
Yeah.
to fix things?
I want to fix things, and
I love that.
like sometimes you just want to talk to someone without them telling you how to fix
Sometimes
it.
you just want someone to listen.
Yeah.
I love that.
And
Very good.
try not to make things about yourself, which is hard because, like you said, you want to fix it or you want to
Or you wanna-
relate it back to
Yeah,
you.
you wanna-
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
Mhm.
I feel your pain because I've done that. Or, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel your pain. It's easy to do that and like bring your own stuff into
Mhm.
it.
Very good. Mine was very shallow compared to that, so well done.
That is really good advice. I love that.
I'm still working on it.
So mine
Same.
is that I've realized I need to adjust to the fact that we have a new normal. It's hard. It's hard not to talk to you every day and not to text you all day every day. It's been really like hard on me, and I'm like I have to figure out a way to just figure that out.
You want
I
to know what's
need-
random? Is I made a list of this of my new realities with changing, working and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny because
You said
the
the
new
same
reality,
thing.
yeah, it's on the list. There was about 100 things that have changed.
Yeah, but like I need to remember to still text you if I think about it. Like my first reaction in my mind is to like, oh well, she's at work, she won't see it.
Yeah, I will.
So I need like I don't know. Like you go back and look at our text thread, and I bet we went from like hundreds of texts to each other a day to like 2.
I know.
It's
But I
been
feel like
hard
I'm
on
missing
me.
the tea. I'll still answer
I
when I get to
know.
it.
Like this morning when you were with us and you didn't know anything I was talking about, I realized I need to make sure she still knows what's going on, and vice versa. You still need
I
to make sure
know.
I know. But it's
But
been
mine's
hard on
don't
me.
have much on it.
There's a reason. Like before we started, I'm having a mental breakdown, and I honestly think
We're
it's-
comfort animals for each
I
other. It's
think
been an
it's
adjustment.
because of you, like, and it's not because I'm happy you're
Oh, I know
working,
you're
I
happy.
love your job, but it's just like I don't even know how to adjust to this.
We've been thick as thieves.
Yeah, like I like to pride myself on not being codependent, but by golly, I'm codependent. I'm gonna be in therapy talking about my codependency to you. Literally, like it's just like, but I'm like, I wonder how we can adjust that to make it still.
Where you can stay as tight and still be that
yeah,
way, but
like
not.
I still feel just as close to you, but like it's true we don't know what's going on because like me and Paula are talking about all these things, and you're like, wait, what, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
I
how
was
do you not
lost
know
all
this?
morning.
How do you not know this? Yeah, because I want you just to know everything I'm talking about, and then I don't even remember what I told you or didn't tell you, so I gotta just try to be better at that.
I've been making notes.
Okay.
I forgot to look at them on our plot this morning, but I had notes to talk about.
Okay,
So
make
we'll save them
notes.
till next Tuesday
I love that.
when I'm off again.
So gratitude, we're on a gratitude kick, and it can be
Mhm.
shallow as well. But what are you grateful for this week?
I just got my nails done today.
So good. They're looking.
I sent a
good.
picture to my girls and said, "Aren't they cute?" And Maddie said, "Does she love your stub?" And I told her she kisses it every time.
Like they kiss the ring, like you're the queen. Kiss the ring.
And I still pay full price. I'm a little offended by that, but I'm very happy to
I
have them.
should get a 10% discount.
I do.
do.
Yeah.
I used
when
to
she got
ask
her
people.
wedding nails, she'd be like, "Can I get a 10% discount?" And they just laugh at her, and she's like, "No, really."
That's
No,
okay,
really,
I'm
you're
out.
one finger down.
I took out an earring for
You're
this
like, at least
wedding
paint the
nails.
skin then.
It should always be a 10% discount. I'm sorry.
I agree, but
Nail
I'm very happy
people.
by them.
Yeah, they're very cute. Very cute. What about you, Sherice? What are you grateful for this week?
I am grateful for all the people that show up to Winter Wonderland.
Yeah,
Amen.
I love that.
That helped make it what it is
Yeah.
today.
Takes people coming. If you're around, love to see you there. Let's do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, oh, it's cold. I don't want to go, but then I go and I love it.
Yeah.
So even if it's a little chilly,
Bundle up.
don't
It's
be a
so-
wimp like me.
And we
No.
have heaters.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
heaters, but it almost feels nice to just be a little bit crisp.
What else are
And
we gonna
cold.
wear? A cute jacket and
Yeah.
a scarf and feel normal,
Like,
not out of
I
place.
got all
Yeah.
bundled up and walked to mom's yesterday to give her that birthday week present, and it was cold, and my babies were with me, but it was nice to kind of like gave my brain a reset.
Well, and if
to
it
be
snowed
cold.
last year, that's
Yeah.
a vibe. We
Yeah.
gotta hit that.
Go
It
take
was
some
really
family
good.
pictures. Like
Yeah.
Such
We
a good
actually
idea.
do have people ask if they can take pictures with the trees and
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good
go
idea.
for it.
for the Christmas card,
Yeah.
that's such a good idea.
So, random side note on the Wonderland before we finish real fast. I like that you moved it up because the first year, since you had such short notice, it was close to Christmas. So I'm like,
Uh-huh.
I can't get a tree there. So
Yeah.
I like that now you have the whole
It's
month to enjoy
always
the tree.
the first weekend of December.
That's a great idea.
Always, and sometimes
'Cause that's
it
when most
lands,
people
like,
get a
on
tree.
the first, and this year it lands a little later.
But
But
it's smart to do it at the same time.
Because everyone wants
Yeah.
a tree for a month.
Yeah.
So.
Everyone wants to tree the full amount of time. Do
Yeah.
you still do trees?
uh-huh.
Like, how did you go? Do you have a good amount that you like to keep it within?
I only do like 12 now because I don't want to be a tree salesman when it's over. Like I'm over it and done. So I do
Yeah.
like 12, and I take one, and my mom takes one, and so
Okay.
really we sell like
I've gotten one
9.
before. I just
Fun. I love it. I actually love a tree that like is real, that looks perfect. Sometimes it's fun. I love going to getting one in the woods, but there's something about like a perfectly nice
And
tree.
it doesn't poke the crap out
No,
of you.
and it's so
No bleeding.
soft,
Yeah.
and there's no bleeding. It really is kind of super
Yeah.
fun like that. So what's mine? What am I grateful for? I will say Ollie is just in a fun stage right now, and his little things he says just cracks me up. So the other night, the first time all year I haven't gone down to watch a varsity game because it's hard. Liam's only a sophomore, so he just doesn't play. So I'm sitting there for hours.
oh yeah, to drive clear there for.
And I
nothing.
love football, don't get me wrong, but it was one of those days where I'm like, I just can't do it. I cannot face going down to the valley for this game. So we watched it online, and Ollie made me sit in the recliner, and he set up the whole bed as the football field. and he mimicked everything he saw. And then at the end, he's like, "Okay, now take my picture." Because he's used to us going down on the field and taking Liam's picture. So he made us take his picture on the bed, and he's wearing a jersey that goes to his ankles because it's Liam's, but he's holding his
jersey.
football. Yeah,
I love
cute.
that.
He is a fun age.
He is. I love this age. This
Me
age with the
too.
babies is just my favorite.
Brookie's at a fun age. She was yapping on Sunday.
She
She was walking around
yappy.
Jenna's house just chit-chatting, and I was like, girl.
Her preschool teacher was like, she doesn't ever stop singing, and she just makes up her own songs. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I love
she
it.
does.
And that's the way you should be. I
Yeah.
love
Her
it.
imagination.
I guess she got bullied at school on Monday, and these girls were like, you can't play with us, and Brookie like got a little pouty, and then all of a sudden goes, yes I can, and scooted herself in there and started playing, and I'm like, get it, girl,
Yeah, that's the
how
way to
you
be.
should be. So advice for this week, just
Scoot
do
yourself
that.
in.
Say
Just
yes,
scoot
I
yourself
can.
in.
Yes.
As she should.
Thanks for coming on here.
Thanks for
and
having
we love
me.
chatting
I
about it.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Good to see you. My sister-in-law.
Yeah, my
Yes.
sister-in-law.
Peace out. See, once you get them on, it's not scary.